Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with your lovely positive energy for today's reading, which is a monthly zodiac reading. So it's all sun, moon and rising zodiac signs for Taurus today. So you're here for the Taurus monthly reading, and this is a reading for what's coming up for August for you. So any possible challenges or obstacles, any experiences or opportunities that are coming in for you, and what you'll be focusing your energies around for the month of August, Taurus. So I hope you had a really good July so far. I hope everything's going well for you, and we're all learning and working towards our goals. And I love doing these monthly readings because it just helps us get some inspiration and some motivation for the month ahead. So thank you all for being here again, and let's get into your monthly reading for August, Taurus. So here you are. And here is the mixing cup, so we will pop you in there, and then let's have a look at our lovely bowl of charms, and I'm going to give these a good mix and we'll see what's coming up for you for the month ahead. What? That's quite... Check I've not got any in my sleeve. There's quite a lot going on in there, Taurus. And for some reason I was just being guided to just give a really good mix and a good shuffle there. So it took me a little while, but we've got a lot going on. So I will give these a good mix and we'll cast the charms and we'll take a closer look at what's going on for you for August. Wow, yeah, oh my goodness, there is a lot going on for you. That's a lot of charms. Oh my goodness, Taurus, and you have loads of other zodiac energies around you. So anyway, before I get too carried away with myself, I'm going to zoom in so we can take a closer look at this reading for you. Okay, Taurus, so here we go. Hopefully you can see everything clearly now on the board, and I'm going to dive straight in quickly. I just want to remind everybody how I will be reading the board for this monthly casting. So everything in the center of the board I will be reading as what will be taking your central focus for throughout the month. So anything that you'll be that will be sort of bringing your attention or needing or requiring your immediate attention will be showing up in the center of the board here. And below, along the bottom of the board, I'll be reading this as any obstacles or challenges that may be coming up for you. Along the top of the board here, I will be reading this as any thoughts or feelings or any ideas that you're going through, things that are taking up the forefront of your mind, like any thoughts or ideas that are coming up for you there this month. And then on the left hand side here, we'll be reading that as your recent past, so things that you've been going through, any challenges, obstacles or changes that have been occurring for you over the last few months or weeks. And then over on the right hand side here, this will be your near future, so what's coming up for you in the near future, the coming weeks or months ahead. This is where your focus will be working towards. So definitely a lot going on, definitely a lot of charms. And you're down here, Taurus, which I will come back to. So that's in your challenges and obstacles area, so that's interesting. But what I'll start over here is what you've recently been going through, and then how you're moving forward into the month of August. So definitely a lot going on here. We often see the toadstool here, and I'm not surprised we see it very often, because the toadstool is literally representative of it can mean good fortune, and it mostly represents rapid growth and quick change. And because I think that's what life is all about, we're always learning, we're always growing, we're always changing, so we see the toadstool quite often in many readings. And so what you've been going through here is definitely some quick change. It could be emotional, it could be personal. I don't necessarily get the sense that it's a big physical outward change. It could be for some of you, but I'm getting the sense that it's more of a personal growth for some of you. So that's sitting directly on top of the squid here, and I love this little guy. So the squid here is it can mean creativity. So that could be a change that some of you have been making, that you've been opening up to new ideas and trying to be more creative in your life and your choices. And for some of you, it can mean, on the more negative side, it's about self-defense and the need to be more adaptable. So the squid represents adaptability, and it's possible for some of you that you could have been perhaps being resistant to this change, to this adaptability. And it may just be calling you, or maybe this is what you've just been going through, but it's just sort of mentioning that you have been needing to be a bit more adaptable in your approach in order to make things change in the way that you want them to. So that's self-defense for some, or adaptability as well. So the need to be adaptable in order to bring this change. And that was also sitting on the dog here, and the dog is representative of a few things. It's mostly about loyalty and trust, and absolute unconditional love. So what I'm seeing here with the squid and the growth and the change here with the toadstool is that perhaps you've been coming out of a situation where you've been required to be creative and adaptable in your circumstances, and what maybe the self-defense aspect comes in, because perhaps you've been resistant to that change, or it could be, for some of you, I'm guessing maybe it was more personal, about a relationship with somebody, that perhaps there was a need for you to be quite defensive, but coming out of that from your past is that I'm seeing it moving in a positive direction. So if you've made that change, you've been adaptable, and this growth and this personal change is coming through with the toadstool, it's moving into a better situation here with the dog that brings in trust and loyalty and unconditional love. So it's moving in the right direction, and you definitely have maybe made those changes that you've needed to. And what you're bringing in now, which we have here, is the dolphin. And the dolphin is representative of peace and harmony. It's a very playful energy, so always a really good positive sign to get the dolphin. And it's just bringing in that balance and that peace and harmony. So where the squid may have thrown you off a little bit and created that sort of negative self-defense kind of feeling, that now you've come through that and you've made those changes, and we're starting to see that balance now. So we're getting that lovely joyful, happy energy of that peace and that harmony and that balance. So that's a lovely sign to see there. And we have a similar energy here also with the hummingbird. So this is where you're moving now your focus to. So you're letting go of the situation here, and you've made the changes that you've needed to do to adapt and move forward. So we're going into a better mindset here for the center, your central focus for August. And what the hummingbird also brings again is a very playful energy, similar to the dolphin, but it's a very fast moving, very, very active energy. But it's a really fantastic energy as well. So it's just lots of fun, lots of positive, exciting energy, and what I'm seeing it closely linked to here is the candlestick, which again, many of us are seeing a lot recently because the candlestick represents sociability. So it's about getting out there and socializing, meeting people, meeting new people, meeting up with old friends, old family members, like not old family members, but family members we haven't seen for a long time. And just getting together with people again is what the candlestick represents. So for some of you that are perhaps looking at dating, but I don't get a big sense that this is related to dating, but it can also represent getting out and dating again for some of you that are looking at getting back into out of your single life and perhaps moving towards looking at dating people again. So that's possible for some of you, but definitely I'm getting just particularly as it comes in here with the hummingbird next to it as well, we're getting a really just lots of activity, lots of fun, lots of socializing, which is really nice to see after you had the issues there with the squid and the self-defensiveness and the need to adapt and change, which you've definitely done, and we're working towards a much more balanced and peaceful energy here and a really active, busy time of the month, just being being sociable and getting out there again, meeting people. So it's all going in a really, really good direction. And it's interesting because what we have here up in it's more in your thoughts and feelings, and this is coming from your recent past as well. This is my bead that I use to represent a crystal ball. So it's just a clear bead there. It's just a pretty decorative bead that I always reminds me of a crystal ball for some reason, but that just literally represents clarity. So it's spiritual clarity. So what I'm seeing here with it up in your thoughts and feelings, and it's coming out of your recent past, is that perhaps whatever this situation was here is that, whoops, a daisy, sorry. As we're coming out of that, you're starting to be able to think clearly now. So you're starting to be able to see and think clearly about what it is you're doing and which direction you're going in. So you've made these positive changes. We've got lots of happiness and peace and harmony and balance coming in, and it's really great because you're really starting to see quite clearly now the way forward, which is absolutely fantastic, Taurus. So going into your thoughts and feelings here, so what's going on in your mind throughout the month of August, and maybe something you're already considering, is transformation. So we have the butterfly here, and the butterfly literally is transformation. So it's just changing yourself, and that obviously may not be a physical change, it's really a personal change. So there's something that you are going through, you just want to shake things up and get in the sense that there's something in your life that you're wanting to change in order to improve your circumstances. So what we're seeing here is a great energy, so definitely a good idea coming in to inspire you to make the changes that you need to transform your life. What we're seeing here with the revolver, it can represent two things. It can be just to go for it. It can be pull the trigger and get started, because it's in your ideas area here. So it may be that now you've made the decision to make the change, you need to go ahead and get started with it now. And the revolver also can represent self-defense. So be careful for some of you that you're not getting too defensive about these changes that are coming in, because in order to make the transformation, it's inevitable. We are going to have to change certain aspects of ourselves and our lives, but just be careful not to be too defensive so that you're resisting the change. And for some of you, it definitely can just really mean pull the trigger and go for it. Like, go ahead and make the changes that you need. So next to that, we also have the Swan. And the Swan is just literally a reminder to look for the beauty, to look for the grace and the elegance in a situation. So instead of being resistant, just welcome these changes and go through the changes and go through this transformation with looking for the absolute beauty, and just make it a graceful transition into your new life, because it can get a bit bumpy. But what I'm saying, I'm not really seeing any major, like, there's no negative charms, there's nothing here that is causing you any resistance or any negativity. So even though we may have to adapt and we may need to make changes that we're not used to, it's definitely reminding us to look for the beauty in those changes, so that we can make that transition with absolute elegance and grace. Oh no, and then as I said that, I threw the swan down. Sorry, Swan. Okay, so a lovely idea. So you're definitely, what's running through your mind is the need to change. So I love that, not to be too defensive, and look for the beauty in these changes so that you can make that transformation there. So lots and lots going through your mind, but all really good positive things. Let's bring it down to the central focus here now. So we have the key. And that's fantastic, because the key literally represents unlocking of something. So it could be just an emotional, mental thing where we're unlocking any negative ideas or any negative thoughts about any situations, and unlocking those and letting them go. Because when you can release the negative thoughts, when you can release anything negative that's holding you back, you can unlock it, release it, let it go, and then that helps you move forward into the positive. For others, it could be literally the physical unlocking of something. So it could be a new home, a new car, a new job. It could just be the beginning of unlocking something, enabling you to move forward. So that's fantastic. That's exactly what you want to see when you've got that transformation coming in there. And then I'm really interested in what's going on around here. I love exactly what I'm seeing here. This is a really good story, I think, because you have the crescent, it's the waning crescent moon. And the difference between the waxing and the waning is all about contemplation and letting go. If it were waxing the other way, it would be about manifesting. But at the moment, for the month of August, Taurus, what I'm seeing is that you're starting to think about making these changes. You're wanting something to change, you're wanting to transform. And I think this is absolutely perfect. Your central focus for the month seems to be about contemplation. So it's about letting go, as we were saying, if you need to, letting go of any negativity that's holding you back. Just taking time to rest and to contemplate where your life is at, where you want it to go, what changes need to be made. So this is a really fantastic energy. Sometimes we just need to take that time out just to pause and really reflect and have a look at where we're going in life. So I love this energy, and I love the fact that it's surrounded here with the diamond. This is my bead that I use to represent a diamond, and the diamond is spiritual growth. It can mean actual wealth for some of you, but because it's coming up, it does mean treasures, it does mean wealth, and because I'm seeing it here with the crescent moon, the waning crescent moon that is representative of contemplation, I'm seeing this more of a spiritual change, like a spiritual wealth. So it's about learning and growing spiritually, which I think is what you might need to do to be able to focus yourself in the direction that you want to go, in the changes that you want to make. So it's definitely, I'm getting a very inner, self-reflective period of time for you throughout the month of August, Taurus. And it's interesting because the owl also represents personal growth. And for some of you, that could be actual academic learning, but it also can be learning of a spiritual sense or an emotional sense as well. So it really could be, it's just personal growth in whatever that means to you. So as I'm seeing it here with the spiritual growth here with the diamond, and the contemplation and the letting go with the waning crescent moon, I'm seeing the owl more of your personal growth is I'm seeing for some of you, it's more of an internal thing, more of a contemplation about where you're going and what you're doing and how to make those changes. So I love the energy of the owl because I just think learning, you cannot stop learning. That's what gets us through life. That's what helps us make the changes we need to do in order to become the absolute best version of ourselves. So the owl says it all. It's literally about learning. For some of you, that could be academic learning. So you may be starting something new, maybe joining a class, learning a new skill, or starting a course in learning something academic. But it can also just be that spiritual growth, which I'm really getting the energy of here with the diamond. And interestingly, you have all of these zodiac energies around you as well. So we have Virgo, and that's coming up next to the waning crescent. So the waning crescent moon, and so that's contemplation and rest. So for some reason that's coming up with the Virgo energy there. That might mean something very specific to some of you. It could be a Virgo energy coming in. You could have Virgo in your birth chart there as well. Underneath the owl, we're seeing the Sagittarius zodiac charm as well. So again, a Sagittarius energy could be coming in for you that's surrounded around or related to this learning and this personal change and growth. Again, it could just be a Sagittarius in your life already that will be assisting you in that area of your life. And we also have a Cancer energy as well, Cancer zodiac charm here. So again, that could be somebody already in your life or someone that's coming in to assist you in this particular area of your life as well. And I'm just going to go slightly below here because we're now moving towards your obstacles and challenges. And like I said, Taurus, here you are at the bottom in your obstacles. Now, I'm not seeing it as a particularly bad thing. I'm just seeing that perhaps you are yourself, perhaps your own challenge or your own obstacle. And when I see it like that, I'm just hearing that perhaps try not to get in your own way with things. So if you can go with the flow, find the beauty in these changes coming in, and not sort of get in your own way with it. Allow that change to flow and allow yourself to grow with those changes, because you've got lots of contemplation, lots of thinking to do, lots of spiritual growth to do, and I'm just seeing that you don't want to be getting in your own way of that. So you're not surrounded by any other challenges or any other negativity, so just try not to get in your own head with that, Taurus, and be too stubborn with these changes that are coming in. And I'm also seeing it here just coming out of your challenges and obstacles. It's the green heart. I don't know if you can see that too clearly there. And the green heart for me is about sort of an envious energy. So it's just reminding us not to it's nothing too negative. It's not like a terrible like jealousy. It's just that sort of grass is always greener kind of energy, like a feeling that perhaps others have got things that you want, and maybe you're just feeling envious that you're not moving in the direction that you want to, and you see others that are moving forward quicker than you are, but you're perhaps feeling a bit envious. So that's not anything too much to worry about, I don't think, Taurus. I think it's just a reminder to not get too stuck in that sort of, like I said, that kind of grass is always green on the other side, because you are getting there. You're working on it in your own time. Everything is divinely timed. So those changes will come when they need to be made. You're having that time to reflect and to really look at where you're taking your life and where you want to go in life. So don't worry too much about what's going on around you and what other people are doing, because this is really about your journey, Taurus, and where you're going in your life. So try not to get too stuck in your own head there, too in your own way with your stubbornness maybe, and just not to compare yourself, and not to look at all the success of everyone else, because we can celebrate other people's success, which is absolutely fantastic, and we can all feel a bit envious sometimes of other people, but obviously we're proud of our family and our friends, and we want everybody to succeed, but we mustn't use that in a negative way against ourselves, so that it holds us back, because that could be an energy that could keep you down, and you want to just celebrate other people's happiness and success, but just be careful not to compare yourself, Taurus, because everyone's on their own journey. This is your journey, and this is where you are this month. For August, you're definitely taking some time just to really reflect on where you're going, and it's all going in the right direction, Taurus. It's all a really good positive energy. And talking of positive energy, what we have here is the angel wing. So now we're slowly moving towards your near future, so what's coming up for you in the weeks and months ahead. And you have the angel wings here, which is literally you're being guided, Taurus. You have your guides around you, you're being guided by your angels, and they are helping you move forward in the direction that you're wanting to choose. So with this spiritual work that you're doing here, and whatever learning you're undertaking, it's all being guided and it's all moving in the right direction. So no need to worry there, Taurus. It's definitely all going in a good positive way for you. And up here, out of your thoughts and feelings and moving towards your near future, we also have the parrot. And I love the parrot, and it can literally mean two things. It literally means repetitiveness, but that can be a good thing and a bad thing. So it can be for some of us to remind us not to continue to repeat certain patterns of negative behavior that no longer serve us. Or it could mean that you need to repeat certain patterns in order to make it seem more familiar. So in order to let go, maybe you need to sort of take a moment to just look at what it is that perhaps hasn't been working for you, Taurus. What do you need to do to make those changes? Is there anything you need to let go, anything you need to release that's no longer serving you? And maybe just look at things from a different perspective and change that pattern of behavior. And for others, it could be a reminder that when these changes come in and this transformation is happening, it can feel very unfamiliar, and sometimes we want to sort of give up and think, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and it's not going the way I wanted it to go. But sometimes we do need to repeat a certain type of pattern or behavior in order for it to become familiar to us. So definitely it's up in your thoughts and feelings. So I definitely feel like for some of you it really could be about letting go. It really could, because we've seen lots of signs of that here. You have the key, which for some can represent unlocking any negative thoughts and feelings, and you're having a lot of spiritual contemplation and thoughts going on here. So I definitely feel like for a lot of you that parrot really could represent needing to break those old patterns and behaviors that no longer serve you, because you're moving towards the future, and the future we're seeing lots of positive change. You're being guided, so really trust in that guidance, trust in your intuition, try not to get in your own way, Taurus. And we're also seeing in your future here a couple of initials. So we have, I don't know how clearly you can see that's the letter L. Okay, and we also have the letter A. And I always read the initials. It's really just something different for everybody. So it could be the initial of a person, a place, an occupation, an opportunity or an experience that's coming in for you. So that will really be something very individual to you all. It may not resonate with you at all, but if it does, then you have an L and an A coming up in your near future. So whatever that means to you, take it as it resonates. But I'm thinking overall, Taurus, a really good positive reading. I'm feeling just that August might require just a little bit of reflection, just some time out, take some rest. You've got lots of good, fun, active energy coming in here, maybe in the early half of August for you. But definitely there's a requirement for you to also just take some time to perhaps just ground yourself and just reconnect with yourself, your spiritual self, and maybe just reflect a little bit and contemplate where you're wanting to go and what you're needing to do to make those changes. So overall, I think a really, really lovely reading, Taurus, but I do also want to add to it with some of these oracle decks as well. So I will zoom out and then I will come back to you with some further messages. Okay, here we are, Taurus. Hopefully you can still see the board clearly, but I want to just get a couple of extra little messages of guidance for you. And what I'm going to start with here is the Secret Language of Color deck. And this is just using colors in our lives, whether we meditate with them or, we surround ourselves with color in everything we do. So it's in our clothing, in our homes, in the food we eat. And I just think color is a really great way to boost our mood or change our energies, and really uplift us or calm us or inspire us or motivate us. So there's lots of different ways we can use color, and I love working with this deck. So let's get a couple of little messages there for you, Taurus, for the month of August, and what color energies can we use to motivate and inspire Taurus here. These are really big cards, I'm afraid. Well, big for my hands anyway, but they're really tricky to shuffle, but I will do my best. We'll get a couple of really good messages for you here. Do one more. Whoops, and let's go ahead and cut the deck. And I want that one, and I'm going to cut again, and I want that one there. So let's take a look and see what colors you got for this month. Ooh, okay, I love this. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's my kind of favorite color as well. These kind of teals and blues. This is cyan, and you got the message of build your confidence, Taurus. Okay, so definitely what I'm seeing here in your reading is that confidence is really going to help you in order to make those changes. So here with your socializing as well, that may be particularly after whatever's happened here, there was definitely a need for trust and loyalty, whatever that situation was. So you've made some quick changes here with the toadstool, and then you're definitely moving forward into a new stage of your life with that desire to transform yourself here or transform a situation around you. So we've got this lovely sociable energy here. So let it help you boost your confidence. It's going to be something different for everyone, because confidence, sometimes I'm a very confident person, but there are certain things in my life where I really lack a lot of self-confidence in. So it's really just a reminder to really believe in yourself, believe that you can make these changes, and definitely here with that, taking that time to reflect and to learn and to grow. Take this opportunity to try and work on your confidence in any area of your life where you're feeling that you're lacking that self-confidence that's going to help you push you forward and move you forward. But I absolutely love these. Blue to me is just such a lovely calming energy. So take that as it resonates with you, Taurus, but definitely I think that's something that many of us struggle with, and I am a very openly confident person, but I will admit that there are definitely areas of my life where I really could do with every now and then just reminding myself how to build up my confidence, because it's your life and your journey, and you're making those changes for the better, Taurus. And I said before, with the angel wings here, you are being guided, so trust in yourself, trust in the guidance that you're being given, given, and try to perhaps work on that area of yourself if that's particularly an area that you struggle with your confidence, Taurus. So for some of you there, a really lovely energy with the cyan. And you also got, oh, this is perfect for you. I love it, lavender. Connect to body, mind and soul. This is definitely what I'm seeing for you throughout the month of August, Taurus. Connect to body, mind and soul. I don't think we need to elaborate that on that much more, because I really think this whole reading is really about that exactly. Really just taking that time to trust in yourself, believe in yourself, to make those changes, and just to realign and connect. Make sure that everything's in alignment, your mind, body and soul, to nurture yourself, to protect yourself, to love yourself, and to allow yourself to grow and to learn. I absolutely love that. Two absolutely beautiful colors for you there. And then for the end of the reading, I always really like to use my Moonology Oracle deck, and this is just a mini version of the Moonology cards, and they always give really good quick summary messages at the end of a reading. So let's pull one of those for you as well. So what final messages do we have for Taurus in August 2021? Okay, let's go ahead and stop there. What messages do you have for Taurus? Let's see. Expect powerful change. Oh my goodness. New moon eclipse. Taurus, expect powerful change. Yes. This is a great month for you. This is going to be a great month, which I really feel is going to lead on to even better months ahead in the rest of the year. So the final part of your year through the autumn, I'm really seeing just some really positive changes coming in for you, Taurus. So take this time in August to really just do the work with your spiritual self, just to ground yourself and connect yourself on a spiritual level, whatever that means for you. That could be getting out in nature, that can be meditating, it can be just doing what you love, painting, gardening, baking, whatever it is for you. Do the things that you love, that keep you grounded, that help you connect on a spiritual level, because this is the month to do all of that internal work, because powerful change is coming, Taurus. So I really hope that you were able to resonate with those messages. An absolutely brilliant reading, I feel, for you, Taurus. Have a fantastic month throughout the month of August. Thank you all for being here with your support and your love and light and energy. And I will be back next month with another Zodiac reading, but also don't forget to join me each week for the collective weekly readings as well. So have a fantastic month, Taurus. Thank you, sending you all love, light and blessings.